Welcome to this brief overview of ACET, the Actuarial Common Entrance Test. I'm John Lee, one of the tutors from the Actuarial Education Company, or ACTED for short, and in this video I'll be explaining what the ACET is, its syllabus, the features of the exam, and the resources available to students. At the end of this short presentation, there will be links to follow-up videos for those who want more detail on the topics covered. So what is it? The ACET is the entrance exam for students who wish to take the exams from the Institute of Actuaries of India, or IAI for short. It is designed to ensure that those students who wish to pursue an actuarial career have the mathematical ability and skills necessary to be able to succeed in its demanding professional exams. Some students can see this as an unnecessary obstacle, but studying for the ACET will mean that students will find solving the mathematical problems in the CT actuarial exams much easier, and consequently they will find they will be able to complete the exams within the time limit allowed. So the question is, why do we need it? Well, the actuarial exams are some of the most demanding professional exams in the world. It became clear to the IAI that under the previous system, many students who passed their 11+2 exams even at 85% simply did not have the mathematical skills and ability to succeed. Hence the profession introduced the entrance test to ensure that only those candidates with the mathematical ability and skills necessary are permitted to pursue this respective profession. So what does it test? The syllabus for the ACET is based on our Foundation Actuarial course, FAC for short, and Stats Pack, and it covers 8 topic areas. Calculations, which includes mathematical notation, calculations, graphs of standard functions, and key terms. Algebra, which includes solving linear, quadratic, simultaneous and difference equations, and also summing arithmetic and geometric series. Numerical methods, which include percentages, errors, iteration, interpolation, and complex numbers. Calculus, which includes differentiating polynomial, exponential, and logarithmic functions, using the function of a function or chain rule, as well as the product and quotient rules. It also covers the use of derivatives to find and identify stationary points, partial derivatives of functions of 2 variables, and finding and identifying their extreme values, and integration by inspection, parts, and substitution, as well as double integrals, Taylor and Maclaurin series, and solving differential equations. Vectors and matrices, which includes the arithmetic, the scalar product, determinants, inverses, and eigenvalues. Statistical diagrams and calculations, which includes diagrams such as histograms and box plots, as well as calculating measures of location, spread, and skewness from a dataset. Probability and correlation, which includes the addition and multiplication rules for probabilities, conditional probabilities, permutations and combinations, and probabilities of a normal random variable, as well as scatter graphs, sample correlation, and regression. Discrete distributions, which involves calculating the location, spread, and skewness of a discrete random variable, as well as working with the discrete uniform, Bernoulli, binomial, and Poisson distributions. And finally, continuous distributions, which includes calculating the location, spread, and skewness of continuous random variables, as well as working with the continuous uniform and exponential distributions. Further details can be found in an associated YouTube video or the link to the Indian Actuarial Profession's website. So let's have a look at the exam. The ACET is an online exam taken in test centres in 41 cities throughout India. There are 2 sittings in a year, in June and December. It lasts for 2 hours and consists of 55 multi-choice questions, which are 25 1-mark questions, 25 2-mark questions, and 5 5-mark questions. This totals to 100 marks, and so students in the exam should be spending about 1 minute per mark. The questions are selected randomly from a bank of 1,100 questions. The weighting of these questions is about 60% from the FAC, with more questions on algebra and calculus, and 40% from the Stats Pack. However, since the questions are selected randomly, you could have many questions from one area and few to none from another.
so candidates should revise all areas to ensure a successful attempt. There are no trick questions, but the alternative answers are often the values obtained from common student errors. To discourage guessing, there is negative marking for wrong answers equal to half of the marks for that question. So an incorrect 5-mark question would lose 2.5 marks. The pass mark is not published by the Indian profession, but was based upon the scores of a sample of existing Indian actuarial students. Pass rates over the 7 sittings to date have varied from 41 to 46%, which demonstrates the need for students to take their exam preparation seriously.
So let's look at the process. Your first step is to register on the Indian Professions website. Registration opens in March for the June sitting and August for the December sitting. After payment, you'll then be able to download the PDFs of the study material. A few days later, you will receive an email welcoming you to the online classroom, and then 24 hours after that, you'll receive an email with your password. If you don't appear to have received these emails after 1 week from registering, then first check your junk email folder, and should they not be there, then go to the online classroom site at learn.bpp.com and enter your email address for the username and click on Forgotten Password to have another one sent. Should you still have issues, then you should contact ACET at bpp.com. After the close of the registration period, you will be sent an email asking you to select your test centre, date and time slot. These are filled on a first-come, first-served basis. So how do we prepare? Well, ACET has been training actuarial students for over 25 years and employs the most experienced team of actuarial educators anywhere in the world. This is why the ACET was based upon our materials. And in addition, we've worked closely with the Institute of Actuaries of India to create a comprehensive study support package for Indian students. Your registration fee includes the FAQ and Stats Pack notes, which explain all the knowledge required for the exam. However, reading the notes is not enough to pass the exam. It is essential that you apply your knowledge to questions, and so both the FAQ and the Stats Pack have numerous questions for you to practice this skill. In addition, there is pre-recorded coaching available in the online classroom. Each short video consists of clear explanations with plenty of examples. You can use this for topics that you are struggling to understand, or alternatively you could view the tutorials first and then read the notes afterwards. Within the online classroom, there's also a practice exam written by the authors of the ACET. This will help you test whether you are ready to take the exam. It can also highlight any areas that need further study. Finally, should you have any questions, then tutor support is available via a forum in the online classroom. Given the comprehensive nature of the support that's included, you shouldn't need any further coaching. Bear in mind that this is the easiest of the actuarial exams, and if you find that you are struggling even with the extensive study materials available, then you would be wise to reconsider your career options. So let's look at sitting the exam. To sit the ACET, you will need to bring with you the following: your exam admit card, some form of identification, an approved calculator, with the current list displayed on the screen to the left. Alternatively, it can be found in the ACET FAQ document on the Indian Professions website or in the online classroom forums. And finally, you'll need a pen or pencil and some blank paper for your working. So once you've sat the exam, what's next? Well, results are declared about 2 weeks later on the Indian Professions website. If you pass, then you will be able to take up student membership of the Indian profession. You'll then be permitted to enter for the Indian Actuarial professional exams. If you wish to enter for the next exam sitting, then you will have 2 weeks to do so. If you don't pass, you will have to honestly assess the reason why. If it was because you didn't take your studies seriously, then you may wish to retake the exam, but this time make use of all the available resources. If you took your studies seriously but still failed, then it may be that the actuarial career is not for you, as the later professional exams are much more mathematically demanding, and so even if you do eventually pass the ACET, you will struggle to get any further. Please don't be disappointed, as there are many more professions with far more opportunities in India than are currently available in the actuarial profession. We hope that you found this video helpful. On the screen now, you'll see links to YouTube videos detailing the ACET syllabus and 2 further videos on the online classroom. The first shows the features available, and the second is a sample of the coaching. On the left is the address of the Indian Professions ACET registration page if you wish to take the next step in your actuarial career. Thanks for watching.